All living things are dependent upon energy. But we're only dependent upon energy insofar as we need it. Now, the basic distinction between us and the rest of life on this planet is the rest of life takes energy as it needs it. We are the only form of life the world has ever heard of that takes energy because it wants it, not because it needs it.
As a free human being, we can question things, and we should question everything. In a real world, you would be able to put a lot more swales around connecting ponds, small water features, you always connecting. Permaculture is thinking. Permaculture is all about the way you look at the world around you, and you understand that there is nature around you wherever you are. We are nature.
The permaculture has three founding ethics: care for the earth, care for people, and sharing resources, or like we say in Australia, fair share. The first one to me is probably the most important. If we don't have a planet, obviously no species is going to survive. So we really need to look after the planet. Now, how we translate that in permaculture is what you do to the planet. And that's really important. Your ethic, your personal ethic, and how you connect with the planet. This is the moment we turn out from humans back into earthlings. Kids get it.
A lot of people are afraid of nature these days because they live in the city, they have been living all their lives away from nature.
We arrived to a crossroads.
Us humans, we have a problem. Sometimes we don't really understand what our needs are. The resources that we have available are limited.
As a society of industrial revolution, we're still trying to push on things that we know now, science tells us they don't work. The market makers, they don't hide anymore. They say the market is directed by fear or greed. We always talk about the growth of the economy as something good. Does it need to happen? Do we need to increase consumption?
We have to really get some hands-on around sustainability, not only preach about it.
It's the future, it's my future, it's the future of everyone. I have to do something, Everything is made for us not to be aware of it, It's like the whole system is like this. Even when I was a child, I was so pessimistic about what was going to happen.
Seeing deforestation and destruction of habitats really troubling to me, and just what is my impact on the world and on those around me.
I just really think we don't really think much about the impact we have.
I hope that through this project we'll be able to reach more organizations, reach other young people, but also to have the specific grounds and common ground for working in where, if we get questions, we are able to give a reply.
I kind of started reflecting more on my own personal life and what am I eating, where is it coming from.
I mean, if you have your own garden, like you take care of it, the food just, the ingredients, the vegetables, the spices, whatever it is, you use every single, maybe you can also use the skin, no, don't throw it out, everything matters, there's no waste. All the vegetable or the fruit, you just really taste it all and try to use it because you made it. This is your effort in the fucking beautiful food. When you actually put effort in every single, like watering, taking care, you're just like receiving back. You're gonna take it all, like just like cutting a bit of branch. Yeah, there's a little piece of crunchy tree. Why not? That's the thing. You can like discover food in another way.
Permaculture is a bit about everything. It's your soil and your food security.
Change is really upon us, you know, it's at our doorstep. My children should learn that there is another way to do stuff.
I'm coming from quite urban area. It's quite huge town, Tokyo, and full of people, information, stuff, everything massive. We have a balcony, 3 wood box. You can plant something. Lucy explained us a lot about compost.
What wouldn't you use to cover them with?
Plastic.
Plastic. Why is that? I tell everyone, you know, you can actually save the planet if you compost. And they look at me like, what?
And here, since you have a lot of humidity, and even in the summer it rains, sometimes you just have a short period of construction time.
The first thing people think when they look at natural building is that's cheaper. You end up always spending money. The walls are only 10% of the cost. But it's not so much about the cost, I think. It's like having your own garden. It's independence.
Indoors. The chicks are almost a week old.
And what is the chicken doing in the farm here?
They lay eggs. The horse's name is Canella and she's 23 years old.
The peak of our consciousness is when we're like 6 or 7 years old. Our body's mature in a different stage, but consciousness, no. Consciousness is that awareness of the moment.
We have a baby. And it's an ego slap, you know? You are not the center of the world.
When you start having kids, you realize that time flies. There is definitely an urgency to try and look at what can their future be.
In the end of the day, I need to feel that she's happy. I can make a better place for her.
There's no use looking to the future. The future's not here. The future's not here yet. So let's just focus on what we can do good now. The energy of 300 children is amazing. You can change the world in 3 days.
Before I came here for the first time, I was one of the many people who thought permaculture is about planting vegetables in your garden.
People see permaculture as a gardening project, which it is, or they see it as alternative people working in a community, which is also, but it's much more.
I see permaculture being useful everywhere, anywhere, everywhere. Anybody can get permaculture and use it in their life.
We're obviously learning a lot of fantastic stuff today in the morning. I was just like, oh wow. I have on the front of my notebook the notes that I'm taking from class, and on the back I have a part about idea generation, so I start putting down ideas that are like ready to be applied already on the land. In 5 years of school, I've never been in a construction site, I've never made a joint, I've never anything. So to actually take responsibility over my own knowledge, over my own course, and be like, no, I'm gonna build something.
I've done the PDC with Andrea and Lucy online, and wow, this to bring these people and to share inside this consortium that we created, that would be meaningful for sure.
We're like kind of interchanging in between having knowledge and then doing an exercise and then going out and seeing this and seeing that. It's way more lighter.
There is a living to be made with permaculture. But you need to do a bit of research because nothing lands in your lap, nothing.
I think the design work is what really opens the door for people to understand that they have the power for action.
To give every one of the main staff members the opportunity to receive the PDC, it means that we will speak all the same language.
Maybe some staff members or youth workers will become more focused on certain aspects. Maybe someone will be more on education, maybe someone will be more in the veggie garden or plants and so on. And that's good because we build a common team. But we need these foundations, and this is what this project, thanks to Erasmus, we can actually do.
What are we doing here? What are we sharing? We're sharing what we know and what we have. And we have so much.
Siamo pronti per questa esperienza, ragazzi! What kind of crazy are you?
Very last question, then I'll let you go.
Can I put my hair back together? Yes!
Yeah. What is the situation?
I carry everything. It's like these people don't want to work.
It's all up to you now.
Yes, look.
Now you know you're crazy. Well, what you gonna do? 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 What kind of crazy are you? What kind of crazy are you?